because you have state roads and then you have county roads. State roads, obviously, the funding would come from the state. County roads a little different. When you're dealing with local municipalities, specifically if you're talking about Jackson County, a lot of your most revenue building things that generate revenue aside from tourist attractions, you've got your ad valorem tax, and you've got maybe a couple of taxes you could play around with, but that's not always popular with the people. And when you go at ad valorem, that's basically property tax. You're taxing folks, a small group that are homeowners. But now at the same time, those that rent, if somebody's renting, the rentor is not going to pay more tax. They're going to add that tax onto the rentee. So it's not always popular. But when it comes to not getting the resources, not getting the things you want for your community, well, the easiest answer is you got to get engaged, and you've
Who's
got
that
you.
on? That's
Say it
on,
again.
and that's on who?
And that's on the people. That's on the citizens. So it goes back to we've got to, as a community, and I'm speaking about Black folk, as a community, we've got to start. It was a commercial way back in the early 2000s, maybe late 90s. It was I think it was root beer commercial. It said bark has bites. Barks has bites. We got to stop we got more bark than we have bite. All politics is local. You can affect 90% of the problems that many people have, and whether it's being over policed, or you feel like the law enforcement is not representing you, or whatever it may be, you directly affect who is the county sheriff, who's the city mayor, who's the chief of police. You affect these positions.
Right.
When you're looking at all you focus on as president, and then you take the position, oh, we can't do nothing about the president. What you're trying to figure out a big scale number that requires a whole lot of people across the nation to put one person in office, but that one person doesn't affect what happens in your local roads. They don't.
Walmart analogy,
Oh,
but
yeah. Like I said, if you got a spill on aisle 7 in Walmart, you're not gonna call the Walton family and say, hey, why, y'all need to get this fixed. No, you're gonna find the closest manager to get that fix that you need. So we can't, if you not getting what you want, if you the same energy that we use when it's an issue going on with the deacon board in the church, or we wanting to get mad at a basketball game and fuss at the referee, I'm guilty as charged. You got to bring that same energy to that county commissioner meeting, to that school board meeting, to that city commissioner meeting. And the handful of politicians that you do have, the friends that you do got in political positions, you don't give them anything to work with. You give them nothing to work with. When they want to do something
by themselves,
they're standing on the aisle by themselves.
Yeah,
they're standing on the absolute aisle, and they're standing there, and they're going back and forth with their colleagues, and the colleagues saying, "What are you talking about?" People don't want that, because if they did, where are they? I see you talking, and then when they don't get it done, you sitting back at the house talking trash about how they don't do nothing.
Right.
How can they? You don't give people anything to work with.
Right,
so
let me there, because that is key. That is so key, and it's so frustrating to see that when all this talk is behind the scenes with complaining. What about me? What about me? What about me? Me. Well, what are you doing? You're not doing anything to assist or to help. I mean, you have people in office. You have a handful of people that's doing something, but everybody else is standing on the sidelines watching. That is so frustrating when you're a community leader and you're trying to get things done, and you see people always run off at the mouth about what's not getting done, but you're not doing anything. You need to hush. Either hush or help.
And we got to get out of this. We got to get out of this mode where we're always looking for that one savior. We always looking for that one person to not, to not, and to sacrifice their entire lives, to sacrifice their families, to sacrifice everything for you. And even when they die on the cross, you'll talk about them after they dead and gone, and say how great of a person it was, but you still don't take on the accountability to stand up as a community, as a people, to fight for the things that you want. When we look at a lot of the things that happen across this country, it happens at a local level where the people in that community can control those changes and be active, but they don't. And if you want those changes to happen, whether it's a paved road, whether it's you want some resources for small businesses, whether you want your local law enforcement to get more resources and get more help, and then to you, we got to stop double talking. We got to stop contradicting ourselves. If we go out there and we complain about our local law enforcement, and then you have somebody from the neighborhood, young brother, young sister from the neighborhood that wants to be a law enforcement, wants to be an officer in the community, and then you ostracize them, and then you talk down on them because they're the officers, that now they're the police. Oh, you the police. You can't have it both ways. Yeah. So it's a
I'm gonna say let's take this rabbit trail. Educate yourself. Don't depend on somebody to know something for you. You read, comprehend what you're reading, and ask questions and get educated on the matter. Don't wait to get it secondhand. If you get it and you don't understand it, then go to somebody else and ask. But get it for yourself, and so you can know what to do for yourself. Don't wait for somebody to do it for you. That's frustrating.
And stop taking what people tell you and just believing in this gospel. You know, I always tell people, don't believe a word I say. Don't believe a word I say. Look it up.
People don't know how to read. They don't want to read. They don't want to go to meetings. They don't want to ask questions. If you can't make the meetings, I get it. Pick up the phone. Don't be afraid to talk to people. Some people are just so afraid to even have a conversation. Like, what's wrong with you? You got to speak. Call somebody. Call down to the county commissioners. Call your city commissioner. Ask them questions. That's what they're there for. You vote for them. They get paid for that. So why not have them to do their job?
And I guarantee you,
sidelines talking smack, but you're the problem.
I guarantee you, if you start doing those things, you will soon realize, the same way I did and the same way a lot of us have, we got to get involved. This is not what I want representing me, and I can do bad by myself. You know what I'm saying? So
ridiculous.
Yeah, but that's the easy answer. That's the most straightforward answer I can get is, if you don't like what's not happening in your neck of the woods, and you're wondering why other roads getting paved or other areas are getting something and you're not getting it,
because you're not asking.
You're letting it happen, you know. Like what did they say? No vote is a vote, you know. If you don't do anything, that means that you like the way things are.
And let me tell y'all something. On January the 5th, I think it's the 5th. Let me see what the date is. Maybe it's the 4th. Anyway, one of those dates, that's the delegation date. I know most people don't even know what that is, but that's the delegation date where Senator George Gaynor and Representative Brad Drake comes to Jackson County. They've already gone to the other counties. They were supposed to be here this week, but it was postponed.
Yeah, they rescheduled.
Rescheduled. However, they come here to hear what each entity and municipality wants for when they go back to legislation. So if you're not in your city commissioner's ear or your county commissioner's ear, then your request for your community or your area will not be heard. Or you can go to the meetings yourself and sit there and pull on the coattail of your county commissioner or your school board representative and say, hey, we need blase. Why don't you up there telling them that? Why don't you guys understand how this works? There is a process. There is a rhythm to this. And if you're not educated and knowing it, then you're going to get lost and you won't get anything. Trust me. So get educated, find out. Let me tell you, make sure you got the right date.
Yeah, it's the 4th or the 5th.
I'm going to tell you that because Andrea told me the other day. It's January the 4th. Okay, January the 4th at 11:15 at the county administrator building. You can go and attend so you can at least learn. People need to learn how things work. If you want things done, you need to learn how to get it done.
And I'll tell you, I'll make another point. there are people that attend these meetings. They're consistently there, and they are the ones that dictate. They're the ones that
Right.
get those roads paved, and they get the things that they want because
Right.
they're there. And
Right.
you're letting and consistently you're letting other folks dictate what you can and can't get. I learned this in the military. A lot of times, when it comes to getting money and getting resources for your people, a lot of times it's just being in the room. And it has
Well,
no rhyme or reason to it. Yeah,
relationships, Myron.
yeah,
It's relationship. I mean,
yeah,
I'm gonna say
yeah.
this, the City of Jacob got $3 million to build a fire station, community center, and a city hall. You
Yeah.
know, we worked, you know, relationships, asking questions. It was a process. We asked for 3 years and got it done. So it's you don't depend on nobody else to get it for you. Go out and get it for yourself. I didn't go through the county commissioners to get this done. I
Mm-hmm.
did it above their heads because you can't always depend on them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, you
Yeah,
can't.
yeah.
So
Sometimes you got to go over the
know
head.
what to do. Right. You got to know what to do and who to go to. Okay.
So, bottom line,
Yeah.
build relationships
Right.
with even above those that represent you,
Right.
and make sure that your bark has bite.
Right.
Don't be the ones that just doing the rah 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 and you have nothing behind. Otherwise, you're gonna get the same result. So what they say insanity is,
Yeah, they're
and
doing the
you
same
know,
thing, expecting the different
so,
results.
so yeah. So let that marinate. Let that soak for a little bit. And hopefully, hopefully we can change and get a different tune. But that's my spiel on it. And I
That's
hope
I
that,
got a little heated on that one because that's a
yeah,
pet peeve of mine. I'm like, I can't,
yeah, man.
ask
Yeah,
why
I'm the
does he
same
have
way.
money? Well, you know what? What are you doing about it?
Yeah,
So leave it alone. But that is a pet peeve of mine, depending on somebody else to get something done that you want done. I don't like that. So
yeah.
anyway, all right. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
I think we had a great show. I think we'll wrap it up. And Byron, we're in this holiday season. I have on my hat, and so we are in red. We have Christmas background. We're getting ready for the Christmas season, and we're going to wish everybody a Merry Christmas because you will see us next. Pretty much on Christmas Day, I think, and it'll be probably a little different segment. We'll do something for the holidays, but we are going to say now, we wish you a Merry Christmas. Again, thank you for your support. And always remember, when you know the truth, you can speak the truth. And the light shines brighter when it shines for two.